of Nam in relationship to the deity worship. And Prabhupada said so many things. You know, do we want to say that because Rupa Goswami had a deity, that he didn't have strong faith with the holy name because he was serving the deity? We can't say like that. You know, do we want to say that because Madhavendra Puri, you know, had a relationship and took so much trouble, you know, traveling all the way from Vrindavan to Orissa to get some chandan, you know, for his deity, as if the deity wasn't Krishna? The whole point of chanting Harinam is that we're begging for service to Krishna. So whether Krishna is manifesting as the name or whether Krishna is manifesting as the deity, ultimately Krishna is Krishna in service to one or the other.
The point we were making actually too before you came down is that if we chant Nam, then as a result of that we may get Diksha or a Guru. The name appears as a Diksha mantra, and we see like that. Just like if we're chanting for some time, the holy name may appear before us as a deity. And we think, oh, because I've been chanting Nam, Krishna's come before me in the deity, as a deity. And it's not different from Nam. And then when we're rendering service to the deity, how do we render that service? We chant Nam. That's the basis of our... And then what is the phola, what is the fruit we want of our service? It's also Nam. Because Nam is everything. We come to the Dham and we think, how have I come to the Dham? It's because I've been chanting. Now the holy name is manifested before me as the Dham because of this chanting. And then when we're doing parikrama, what are we thinking? How can we do our parikrama? We have to chant Nam while we're doing parikrama. And then what is the fruit of our parikrama? It's also Nam. So there's some explanation we would like. That Nam is everything.
Nam is everything, but there's something higher than Nam. And that's love for the name. Prema.
Therefore, he says that Bhati e Krishna Nam Smarana Kandan. The Bhati, the Prem, in Mahaprabhu also, he's taken a Kali Yuga and he's made a reef out of two things. He's put Nam and Prem together. So in Kali Yuga, Nam is Prem. Nama Prema Malaganti.
Nam is the object of prema also.
Yes, therefore Tamne Sadhana Jivansha. It's our sadhya, but it's also our sadhana.
Yeah.
It is prema and it's the goal of our prema too.
But the heart of the living entity cannot be equated with Nam. It is part and parcel of Nam.
But our devotion, this is on the strength of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, Vrindavan Das Thakur, Sanatana Goswami says this in Brihad Bhagavatam, he says that Nam is prema. Kaviraj Goswami says that in Chaitanya. Please understand that. There's different types of prema, but in Kali Yuga, Nama Shreshtam means that we've gotten this Nam which is imbued with prema. And if we stop chanting Nam, then there's no prema. There's no question. But because Krishna
is, you can say that one is fully absorbed in Shuddhanam Bhajan, that is indicative of his prem. But prem is within the heart of the living entity. We can say that just like Radha's is prema, but the living entity is not the same prema that Radha is prema.
The living entity is not Nam.
I'm saying that the living entity is not Nam, therefore the prema that is Nitya Siddha within the heart of the living entity is part and parcel of the prema that is manifest as Nam. But for us to have prema for that prema Nam is you can say is higher than just the consideration of Nam. Nam's manifesting is the foundation of the evolvement or the awakening of our prema. But our prema.
It's our sadhana, but it's also our sadhya. It's also
the process of association or namashraya is both there in the sadhana and in the sadhya.
But it's not in the sadhya, it is the sadhya.
No, I'm saying it is seen in the context of the sadhana and sadhya. But it's just a consideration of whether or not we want to let's say evaluate the thing in terms of our personal involvement or in terms of the self. Some manifestation of Nam itself. Nam manifests on his own accord. he may do so whether we have prema for him or not. But the higher consideration for the personal...
But still that nam is prema, even if we don't have prema.
No, nam is not devoid of prema. Nam is Krishna prema, rasa.
So when we speak about namabhas or namaparad, it's not that the holy name is namaparad, that the holy name is a bhas. It's our condition, which is a bhas, our condition, which is aparad. But the holy name is prema. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur describes that in one commentary in the Bhagavatam, he says that just as Krishna, Bahu Murtika Murtikam, he says in the Bhagavatam, he's one, but he becomes many. So he says, he says in his purport, Vishwanath says that just as Krishna is one but becomes many, so also Gurudev gives Nam, and that's Prema Nam. And from that one name comes many names. And Prema is always there, but we're not realizing it, because there's some cloud of offenses or bhas between us.
Our prema has not been awakened.
That's another way to look at it. The prema is there in Nam.
Prema, all Shaktis are there in Nam. But more important than just considering that is the consideration that whether prema within our heart has awakened toward Nam.
If we chant Krishna Nam, we'll get prema.
Eventually, sooner or later. But that's the higher consideration. What is our attitude? It's not just that, okay, let's discuss Nam Tattva. Nam Tattva and Prem Tattva are devoid of any meaning without the consideration of the individual involved. So the prema, the awakening of the prema toward Nam, or toward Nam Bhajan, or toward the devotees of Nam, etc., that is ultimately a higher consideration than just the consideration of Nam Tattva. So we need to consider both things, conjointly, in order to actually have a full picture of what it is that we're dealing with. Prema is just like Radha is included within Nam. So how can we say that Nam is not prema? Nam is mahabhava also. Nam is mahabhava Surupini. Radharani is also there. Hare is Radha. So we can, and Radha is non-different from Krishna. Radha is within Krishna. Radha is expanding from Krishna. So mahabhava is ultimately within Krishna also. So therefore Nama must be mahabhava, let's say Mai, in the ultimate issue. But what does that have to do with us? How are we responding to that? What is our attitude toward that? What is our connection with that? That is the most important consideration. Everything else is wonderful. It's just like Prabhupada has prema. That's very nice.
Therefore, we're Nam-ashray, because we see that Nam is not different from prem, and we only take that one. We're not thinking that by doing Thakur Seva separate from Nam, I'm going to get prem, or by doing Prasad Seva, or by doing Prikrama, I'm going to get prem. But we're Nam-ashray. We're understanding that Nam and prem are non-different, and by taking shelter of Nam, I'll get this thing, because it's non-different from Nam. That's the individual consideration.
It's also prema. The deity of Lord
Chaitanya said Archana, but it said Harinama.
Lord Chaitanya is telling us to take shelter of Nam. Therefore, we're taking shelter of Nam. But Nam is inducing us to take shelter of Lord Chaitanya also.
Nam is manifesting his property.
He's the personification of Nam. So there's no difference between the deity of Lord Chaitanya and Nam himself. So he's the embodiment and personification of Mahabhava. And the Nam is also the embodiment of Mahabhava. But what do we know about Mahabhava? That will take the elevation of our adhikar and the...
Name Prasvatita Hoy, Rupa Guna Karma. We only have to know one thing, and that's Nam. And if we know that Nam, then Prasvatita Hoy automatically will blossom Rupa Guna Karma. The form, the pastimes, the qualities of the Lord and ourselves. We don't have to...
Nam is the Jaiva Dharma. Everything else is you can say is a manifestation of Nam's influence. So which came first, the name or the person? Which came first? Krishna's name, or the personality Krishna, which is named by the name? In any case, whatever.
They're both existing eternally.
But name is meaningless without nami.
Same time of the two. Purvasmat parameva, hantakurunameva cha. Rupa Goswami says, and it's not Mahashtakam. So the other two, although Nam and Nami are non-different, of the former and the latter, still Nam is more merciful.
But I still, on the basis of Bhaktisiddhanta's instructions and also Srila Prabhupada's instructions, in a few different places also, in Bhaktivinoda Thakur's instructions, he clearly distinguishes between apparent nam and nam real nam. Something may look like nam, just as Bhaktisiddhanta gives the example. Yeah, namakshara nama nahi.
It's actually Jagadananda Pandit.
Yes, but Bhaktisiddhanta says that just like Ravana thought that he had Sita Devi, but he actually didn't have Sita Devi. He had Mayak Sita Devi. So in the same way, people think that they're chanting Nam. That sound vibration is coming from their lips, but it's not Nam at all. Rather, Prabhupada even goes so far as to say that it's a mundane Mayak sound vibration coming from their lips.
Well, what is mundane and Mayak about it?
What is mundane? It's that Krishna has not manifest the Antaranga Shaktis in that.
If we write Krishna on the walls of Vrindavan or Radha, is that different from Krishna's name? What is the difference? It's a difference in our perception. Krishna is always pure.
Just the difference of your perception, because
Prabhupada writes that the holy name is always pure in every circumstance.
He said, but if it's mixed with milk, I mean, if milk is mixed with poison, it has poison's effect.
If you say Kri, Karma Yoga, Siddha Yoga, this and that, Krishna, then that's separated. You've separated the name. But if you say Krishna, that's Krishna.
Well, the point I'm saying, Prabhupada is told very clearly that one should not hear, just like you should not hear Bhagavatam.
Because their conception is clouding that.
No, but
and they're giving us their conception.
But no, that's not just the conception. Just hearing the name, hearing the Kirtan. Even if you just hear the Kirtan, you don't hear the conception, but you hear the Kirtan.
Well, they're chanting with the conception, and that's because it's coming out of their heart.
Therefore, it's not
you may not hear the philosophy.
It looks like nam.
In that sense, it's not nam.
So
what does
it's
that verse
poison.
say? You know that whole verse?
It's not milk, it's poison.
He said,
it looks like milk, but it's not milk,
it's
poison.
Study that whole verse nicely. That verse you're alluding to gives the answer very nicely. Jagadananda Pandit says, Asadu Sange. That if you're in association with non-devotees, that's the point. If you're in association with non-devotees, that's not the name.
Yeah, but the point is that it's not just the vibration. It's whether Krishna...
It also says it is the vibration.
No,
it's the mere syllable.
If it's pure.
Let me just ask one practical question, because it means a lot to me, because I've been chanting for so many years, and I may be not even chanting the real Nam, and it's very worrisome.
How is it? I just have this question.
You have to cry
Is Krishna only God 5 days a week, and in 2 days he takes some time off? Is Krishna only God's name sometimes, and some other times it's not? It's always. But we have some. This is talk about the Vinod's conclusion.
He can agree to appear in that sound vibration or not to appear in that sound vibration. That is his prerogative.
He's already appeared at his name. He may appear with his guna, roop, and karma. He may not do that, but he's already appeared as his nam.
He may present Bahiranga Nam.
He may
it
do
is
that
not Antaranga Nam.
in association of those Mayavadis. He may do that.
Or if you're a Mayavadi and you're trying to chant,
but
or you're an offender,
if you've gotten the holy name from Srila Prabhupada, or from a devotee, if he's told you that he's told you chant this name, if you think, oh, I've not gotten the holy name, he just gave me Nama Parad, then that's a great offense.
That's okay, but then your chanting will not be very effective.
We have
because
strong faith that
Krishna may not agree to appear in your heart.
Krishna's name is Nitya Sudha. It's described in Padma Purana. It's always pure.
Anyway,
there's no question of Namaparad, Namabhas. It's a big misconception.
Anyway, whatever you may say, but I want to refer to.
I'll read you what Srila Prabhupada says.
No, but there's another thing Srila Prabhupada says.
Let me say many things, but we should also follow the Shastra.
That's okay, but Prabhupada is telling. Prabhupada says that no, I'm sorry, it's Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He's telling that Shuddhanam appears. No, excuse me, it is Prabhupada. Bhaktivinoda also, he says that one can understand that he's chanting Shuddhanam, that the pure name has appeared when he experiences profound ruchi for pure devotional practices.
And Thakur Bhaktivinoda describes it, says when those clouds of Abbas go away, then he sees them and the sun rises like the sun.
The Prophet says that the pure name at the time of Nishta, the pure name, Nishta for the practice of pure devotional bhajan, the pure name compassionately descends to the heart of that. Before that time he may not be descending to the heart and dancing on the tongue. And he says at that time, when the pure name descends to the heart and is dancing on the tongue of a pure devotee who is nishtata, then he appears with all his antaranga shaktis, and at that time only are all the words that are spoken by such a devotee Shabda Brahman. Before that time they are not Shabda Brahman. It's not that just anything that is spoken by anyone, regardless of adhikar, is Shabda Brahman.
Why is it? If Krishna's name comes from the lips of Srila Prabhupada, that is Krishna. But Prabhupada says if someone repeats that, they've gotten that into syllabic succession. That is Krishna. Krishna's expanded himself from that. But what makes it Nama Parad, what makes it Nama Bas, is our cloud, is our condition. Therefore, we should avoid association.
What is manifesting may be devoid of potency, of antaranga shakti.
Certainly, because we have.
But so therefore,
our position in bhajan is Nama Parad.
That's my point. So therefore, what is manifesting is devoid of the antaranga shakti. So therefore, it cannot be said to be Shuddhanam.
But you can't say that the Nam. It's not that there's different names. It's not that Nam is Nam.
Not Shuddhanam is okay, but like poison is like another thing. It's kind of like they're two different things. One is there are different stages in chanting.
The point I'm making is that only when Krishna's actually agreed to appear within the heart, when Krishna Nam, pure name, has agreed to appear in the heart, that doesn't mean that I just casually heard from my guru. That means when he decides to descend from Golok Dan, Golokera Prema Dan, Harinam Sankirtan, coming into the heart, after being satisfied with the struggle of the sadhaka and the determination of the individual, when he sees that individual struggle and his steady determination, then he may take compassion and agree to appear within the heart and dance with all of his antaranga shaktis on the tongue. At that time alone is Krishna Nam fully manifest. Is he actually there as Shuddhanam?
But it's not.
But before that time,
is Nitya Shuddha. It's always eternally pure.
Apparent or not apparent.
But it's not. To give you an example, if one were to accept like that, then you might think that I've been chanting, I'm not getting results. It must be because I'm only chanting Nama Parad, and the name that I'm chanting is not Shuddhanam. It's only Nama Parad. It's something different from Krishna. It's only syllables. Therefore, I should go back and take initiation again from my guru. But it's not required. It's not required to take initiation again.
You beg Lord Chaitanya for the pure name.
Understand this point. It's not required to take Nam again. We've already received Nam, because that Nam that we have is pure, but we can't realize it. The fault is on ourselves. Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur elaborately describes this in the 6th canto in his purports in connection with Jamil. It's described it's said in the Padma Purana after Vyasa compiled the Nama Parads. He says, even if you're chanting Nama Parad, no problem. Nama Parada Yuktanam, Namanyeva Harantigama, Vishranti Puyutanitani Varta Haranicha. Prabhupada quotes that verse. Here he says, even if in the beginning one chants the Hare Krishna mantra with offenses, one will become free from such offenses by chanting again and again.
That's okay. Everybody understands that.
Pure, but our condition is not pure. Therefore, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta in his commentary on the verse, Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhya Kabuno, Shravanadi Surichitte, Kori Idoi. It seems like a dichotomy in this verse if we study it closely, because he says Sadhya Kabunoi. First thing he says, it's not obtainable by sadhana. This sadhya cannot be attained by sadhana. And then he says, Shravana Adi, Sudha Chitte Koira, it comes by Shravanam Kirtan, which means sadhana. So in his purport, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta,
That may be a long time coming.
he explains it, and it answers it supports what you're saying, and it synthesizes things very nicely. He says that one may chant for so long without having the mercy of Guru or Krishna. And Sadhya Kabunoi, he'll not get that Krishna prema. But Shravanadi Sudha Chitti, that Sudha Chitti, his heart becomes pure when he performs that bhajan under the guidance of Guru. When he does that, then Kori Udoy, that Krishna prema awakens at that time.
The idea is that when we're under the guidance of the Guru, he's instructing us to intensify our attempt to chant the name, with the expectation that Nam will see our endeavor, and he will descend to our heart and dance on the tongue. You know, when Krishna decides to do that, then you'll experience the rasovaisaha aspect of
in our conditioned state, in our fallen state of namaparad or namabhasa best, Nam is not manifest to us. It's not coming, it's not dancing as hard, we're not singing.
He may have come in, but he's not manifesting. He may not be chanting on our tongue. So we have to cry to the mercy of Gauranga, the mercy of Nitai, so that to bestow the name.
He says very nicely, he says Bhakti Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Bhakti Yoga Dana. That Bhakti is a real wealth. He says, what is that Bhakti? Bhakti Krishna Nam. It's Krishna Nam. And then he adds two little things to it. Smarana, we should chant, but we should also remember Krishna. And Krandana, we should cry. That's really chanting Krishna Nam. This is what you're saying. It's a nice point. I don't know all these things, but if we're saying anything right, it's because you're giving us some inspiration, and we've heard something from our gurus. Well, if we're doing anything wrong, you forgive us.
At least some thoughtfulness was coming across. We don't hear much thoughtfulness these days.
My Guru Maharaj told me that you should speak if someone asks you, but you should only repeat what you've heard from your Guru and the previous acharyas. So we're trying to do that, but if there's some mistake there, it's because I can't properly digest it, perhaps.
My understanding is that just like in the Purushottam Mahatmya, it mentions how you should install a golden deity of Radha and Krishna. That you take the coconut, a clay pot, like a Sripad, you know, and put a coconut or something, and then some kind of platform, and then Radha and Krishna, somehow or other, I forget exactly the process. But it says there that unless the pran pratishtha is done, and Krishna is